Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie. Emmie Living. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So this is a reading for Pisces, rising in Venus, also for your cross watchers, also for those of us who kind of just find ourselves on this live stream, not really knowing why. It's probably because you're an empath. And if it resonates, it's your message, regardless of what your sign is. Let's get started. I woke up in a really good mood, feeling like today is going to be a super productive day. And right as I sat down to start this live, something shifted. Something pretty intense shifted. Whatever you thought, you're going to have to rethink it. Whatever that was, it needs to be rethought. There's something super, super intense, very potent going on right now. I don't know what it is either. I don't know if it's something to do with a collective whole or something to do with you personally. We're going to find out though. I'm just kind of trying to not see the cards lest I yell again. We don't want none of that. Oh my gosh. We don't want no yelling, no meltdowns over cards. We just want to get the message out and then go about our day. Go about the rest of our day. So whatever you thought, you're going to have to rethink it. Pisces, people and situations continue to shift. Just because you thought you knew whatever it was that you thought you knew doesn't mean that's exactly how it actually is. So if it's something you have to rethink it, that kind of tells me that this is something to do with the past. This is something you already have some sort of history with, right? So it could be a friend, a former friend. It could be all sorts of different things. We can't just limit it to a specific, okay? It could be so many different things for so many different people. We need to just kind of keep things general for now until we actually see what these cards are. Because again, I'm not looking at the cards as I pull them. I'm keeping them face down. Yes, face down. No eye contact. I used to be such a jerk when I used to work. At one point, I worked at Victoria's Secret, right? And sometimes ladies would come in there with their man, or the man would come in there by himself. I don't want to tell the rest of the story. We'll just leave it at that. Just leave it at that. Just leave it at that. Okay, let's get started. All right. Pisces, she feels, she knows. This goes for empaths as well. You feel what's actually going on. You feel this shift that's taking place. And it's hard. It's very, very hard to let go of how people have disappointed or hurt you in the past. That's something that probably is going to stick with you forever. And I don't know that I'm trying to say that you should let it go. I feel like you should always remember that. As a Piscean myself, I feel like you should always remember what someone has done to you, not necessarily keep yourself from moving past it, but remember what they're capable of. Remember the ways in which they were able to very easily just trample on your feelings and disregard you. Okay? That's remember that. Remember that. So if you're going to reconnect, if you're going to allow another conversation to take place, um, whatever this next conversation is, it's not for you to listen to what they have to say. I'd like to think their actions already spoke for them. And maybe that's a part of me that's just like being very stubborn, or like holding a grudge, or whatever people want to say. But I'm just very real about people at this point. I used to be the type of person that um I will give you chance after chance after chance, like, oh, maybe you had a bad day. Oh, maybe you didn't know. Oh, maybe this. Oh, maybe that. Like, oh, maybe no. Maybe it's not for me to try and understand you. Maybe it's for me to begin speaking the truths that I should have spoke the first time around, but didn't want to hurt your feelings. I didn't want to offend you. I didn't want to speak out of turn. I didn't want to this. I didn't want to that. I didn't wanna. And now, do you wanna? Do you wanna? Do you wanna actually speak your truth? Do you wanna actually have your story be heard by the person who co-starred with you and refused to let you in front of the camera? That's hard. That's a very hard thing to kind of like, wow. Oh my god. I don't know who's feeling super intense right now, but it feels really intense, like you wanna cry. Um, have a big, bold vision. Have a big, bold vision. Pisces and empaths, you're the same, okay? You are both. You are both this battered soul and this regal royal. Return back to your seat of power. And that seat would be centered within you. It's time to stop considering other people's feelings before your own pain. And I know a lot of empaths and Pisceans do this. We so deeply take into consideration someone else's feelings, failing to factor in their all these negative emotions that we feel, that we keep very, very, very silent. Why? I know a lot of the things that go through my personal thoughts. Part of the reason why I tend not to say anything in real life. Like, y'all, me talking to my laptop is different than me in real life interacting with you. This is not an act. This is me on my own in my sacred space. Me with other people, especially face to face, I probably won't say anything. Like, you really, really have to push me. Really, really, really have to push me to feel as though I have to fight for myself in order for me to say something. So when I'm dealing with someone in real life, person to person, my thing has always been this like weird ass thought of, I can handle the hurt. They probably can't. I can handle it. And hold on real quick. Dum 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 dum. Time for me to play a nurse. This will be quick, hopefully. So I always think that, like, I can handle it. I can put all my pieces back together. I don't know if they can. I don't know if the truth that's going to come out of my mouth is going to destroy them beyond. And like, I can't be mean like that. But is it being mean? Or are you simply speaking the truth? And you recognize the person before you, um, for whatever reason, they've lived a life of no one telling them the truth about the way their actions and decisions affect everyone around them. Because if that's the case, the most loving thing to do is to find the courage to be the voice to help them understand their own truth, right? If no one's loved them enough up to this point to tell them, like, hey, your behavior sucks. Hey, your behavior creates so much drama. Um, are you one of those people as well where, it's easier for me to not get on your bad side, so let me just not say anything? Like, I have more appreciation for people who can tell me flat out, like, hey, you're acting bratty right now, or hey, you're shutting down. Like, what is going on? Your behavior is so, like, you need to talk about stuff. What is going I have more respect for that than just like, "Ooh, let me just avoid you. Let me just avoid you till you're done with whatever tantrum you're having." Because then it's like, do you really love them? Do you really love me if you can't tell me to my face, like, "Hey, I'm noticing a little something. I don't know if this is just a phase or if this is like who you are now, but it kind of sucks." What would you rather have? Would you rather have someone love you completely? Because I think Pisceans and empaths, we try and love people so completely and wholeheartedly, failing to realize part of that loving someone in that way requires being truthful, not saving their feelings from themselves. Card number 11, diving for light. Usually when this card comes up, yes, there's that twin stuff, blah, 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 message wrapped in there, but this usually indicates that there is just so much darkness surrounding you right now. And no, we're not going to take it to a place of someone's doing witchcraft on you and yada, yada, yada. That's been true in previous live streams, but in this one, it's almost like you are the wicked sorcerer for yourself. That's a hard thing to hear. But again, my love will set you free from your own lies. I will be honest with you. I will play that villain. I will play the mean person if it means that you will have a better understanding of yourself and your journey. Maybe you are your wicked sorcerer. Maybe it's time for some of us, not all of us, but for some of us to recognize we look for this type of connection with other people, a very flawed, very painful thing, because as we connect with them, first, the codependency makes us feel needed. It gives us purpose. Now they can't get rid of us because unless they need us, they could just totally toss us off to the side and then we're all alone again. And then, secondly, for some, this could be this thing of like, I think I'm a horrible person. And now I've met someone who will treat me horribly to justify how I feel about myself. And oftentimes that's actually what's going on, where we look for the same type of abusers in new people. We think we've moved forward from whatever it is we think we've moved forward from. And then we simply just repeat it with new people. And then we have this thought of like, oh my God, why do I have such bad luck? Why does this always happen? Well, because you create it. Probably not intentionally. This is probably a lot of like subconscious stuff working out in your life. It's not that you're a bad person and you just obsessed with drama and that's what you like, that's what you get. No, no. I think for most, a lot of it has to do with traumas you've experienced in childhood that have programmed you on such a deep level. And programs that are unrecognized, unacknowledged, tend to be viewed as a part of your character. Uh-uh, uh-uh. It's not. It's not. You're playing a role. You are playing the role that someone casted you for. You can quit that job, You can quit that role that you're playing. You can absolutely. No one gets to tell you that you're stuck in that role. Thank you, Naeem. So now you have to dive for light. You have to find the light in your core, probably because all that surface level coding has become distorted, has become corrupted by someone else's Trojan program. For whatever reason, Pisceans are very, very easy. So it's sad. It's a lie. For whatever reason, people believe that Pisceans are very, very easy to manipulate and this and that. We're not. We just play along. We just play along. We let you dig your hole and then we ask you if you'd like us to bury you in it. That's the truth. That's the truth. We know what you're doing. If you're cross-watching for Pisces, we know what you're doing. We can feel it. We can feel when you've disconnected from us. We can feel when you have malicious intent, but then we tell ourselves this story. No, 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 we'll just no, 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 no. Let them dig their hole. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, oh shit. Now they're getting in the hole. Oh my God. Uh, are you comfortable in the hole? Can I get you anything? Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. No, no, I won't say anything. Okay. Oh, oh, now you want us to bury you in there. Oh, okay. We already know you're doing some fucked up shit in that hole. We do. We're still trying to be nice. But in reality, is it being nice? Or are you simply helping to enable someone else's toxicity? I don't know if it's maybe my Capricorn in such a heavy placement. Um, the moment I begin to see that, I'm like, I'm fucking out. You got your own fucking shovel. If you want to bury yourself, you just sit in the hole, you get your shovel, and you just bring the dirt to. I'm not part of this shit. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. Y'all are crazy. I'm not part of this. No more. No. Mm-mm, mm-mm. But before, when I used to allow my Piscean side to be so, unchecked by all my other placements. I used to be like, oh my God, okay, oh shit, I don't want to bury you. Okay, okay, no, don't cry, I'll bury you for you. Do you want me to hit you with a shovel too? Like, oh shit. Yeah, people are going to play that role if they need you to enable their toxicity. You got to be an adult at some point. You have to decide for yourself, is this what I'm supposed to do? Is this what I want with you? Um I am giving verbal lashings to women for your sons so they won't date a woman like us. As a mother of nothing but sons, I wish you fucking would. I wish a motherfucker would disrespect my sons in my presence. I wish a motherfucker would. I gave birth to kings. The peasants cannot address them in whatever way they want. Take off my fucking sock. Okay. So, endless opportunities. You have so many different opportunities to grow. If you continue allowing yourself to burst your own bubble or be around people who continue to burst your bubble, none of your butterflies are going to help you to rise to new levels of consciousness. Okay? To new levels of consciousness is where we're headed. Not just trying to be the top dog in this game. I'm not playing no fucking game with you no more. I don't feel like I ever really have willingly. I feel like I've been sucked. I'm not even down with letting you suck me into a fucking game. That's just that. Nobody gets to burst any of my butterfly bubbles. Those little bitches need to rise all the way up. Invite me to the penthouse of my soul because fuck that shit. I'm done dealing with peasant ass behavior. All of us have royalty within us, but many of us won't tap into that in this lifetime. We will continue to shift and try and be the best at this game, failing to realize the truth of a sovereign royal is that you won't even play the game. You just be upfront. Hey, this is a disrespect to me and my existence. Be gone. Bottom line. Be gone. That's it. That's it. You don't need to explain. You don't need to tell me you're changing. You're going. Nope. Nope. Mm-mm. That's it. I learned this lesson really, 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 really well. The day my mother died. I had a session in the morning. 5 or 10 minutes before my session was to begin, my brother called me. He said, "Something happened. It's very serious. If we're gonna come, leave right now." Because he could tell my mother was gonna die that day. And the Piscean in me, I'm over here rushing to try and go get a rental so I could haul ass to California. Um, about 1,500 miles. I'm trying to haul ass 1,500 miles. First, I have to get a rental car. It's going to take me an hour to get to the rental car company. Piscean in me is like, oh my God, shit. This person has waited so fucking long for their session. Let me just message them. Hey, if you don't mind, I will do Zoom with you in the car on the way. Like there's a family emergency, but I don't want to let you down. At which point this individual is like, oh, well, I don't know if you're going to be like fully focused with what I need. Okay, you know what? You're right. You're right. I need to put my family first. I need to put my family first. I don't know what the fuck I'm thinking, trying to complete a fucking session. I know my mother's dying today. And I was like, that's it. You know, that's it. I don't know what the fuck other exchange occurred. At that point, my personal assistant got real fucking pissed off because she knew, and she's patient as fuck, y'all. She's patient as fuck. She knew what was happening in my personal life. She's like, fuck this, you don't need this shit. Refund that person. Refund her. Fuck that shit. I will take care of all of this. Focus on your family. So then this person gets all belligerent after that. I'm going to tell all my fucking friends. Bitch, tell them. Show them all the fucking emails. My mother's fucking dying right now. Show them all the fucking emails of how you've showcased yourself as a fucking selfish ass bitch. I am a fucking human being. I have needs. I have boundaries. And it was at that point I needed to be pushed that far for me to finally recognize, like, girl, what the fuck are you doing? Your needs are more important than this shit. So I left it at that. I left it at, bitch, show all the fucking emails from the first to the last. Show it all. Show it all. I don't give a shit. I don't need clients like you. I don't need clients like your circle. My behavior speaks for itself. Show it all. And then months later, probably like 6, 7, I don't know, a long time later, this person messages back. I'm so sorry. I'm learning. I'm still going through my cycles and whatever no, no. I don't give a shit what was happening on that at that time in your life. I don't care. I don't care. You hurt me down to my core. I will never forget that. I will never, ever, ever accept any sessions from you. Ever. I don't care if you paid triple, quadruple. I've learned what I needed to learn. I'm not repeating that shit with you. There are millions of other providers you can go to. Not again. I will not accept any, not even an apology. You don't need to apologize. You did your part. You helped me to learn what I needed to learn in that moment. You go on with your life. I don't need any explanation as to why you behaved so authentically you. I don't need that. And you guys have to get to this point where it's like, does your parent have to be dying and you still over giving to complete strangers before you recognize, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? And maybe it's this thing of, it's not other people necessarily always just taking advantage of you. Maybe you're using other people's attempts to take advantage of you to numb you and help you avoid facing the reality of what's happening in your life right now, what's happening within you right now. Because, I mean, why else would I do that? Why else would I try and continue with a session? My husband's telling me don't do it. My personal assistant's telling me don't do it. And I'm here, no, I can do it. Why? Why? Because I don't want to deal with what's actually going on. You have to be honest with yourself, where you're at within your life, where you're at within your journey, not to call yourself out on your own shit and tear yourself down further, unless that's really what needs to happen. But to help you understand the ways in which you're coping with traumas that are basically consistent. So consistent, it's your reality. How do you deal with trauma? Do you pretend it's not happening? Do you pretend the trauma is nothing but nonsensical drama? Or are you able to be honest with yourself and recognize, something really, really painful is happening right now? I don't know if I can be fully present and I need a way out. You're looking more broken than me. I'll help you. I'll help you. I'll help you because you'll give me an excuse not to face what's going on, not to face what is actually going on with me in my life. And sometimes, actually, most of the time, this is what's going on for Pisceans and empaths. That higher level of intuitive knowing, that higher level of gnosis, just knowing and not really knowing why you know. It makes it very painful to be on this earth plane. It does. It does. The more sensitive the empath, and if you're a Piscean empath, you tend to be much more sensitive. The more sensitive the empath, the more painful it is to exist on the earth where no one seems to care about anyone else, and you see all of this struggle and pain that within yourself it's really unnecessary. It's really unnecessary. Ooh, awakened awareness. So one of my really, really good friends, I've had such a deep appreciation for her posts. I met her through social media. And I have such an appreciation for her. Known her for a few years, quite a few years. And she consistently posts the most profound questions. And these are not questions that are worded in a way where it's accusatory. Instead, it causes you to question yourself and dive deeper within your own journey. So recently, she posted something about consciousness and awareness, how consciousness does not expand. It is infinite and therefore a totality and complete on its own. And someone was attempting to challenge her personal stance, her personal belief that she shared. And they were like, wait, you're telling me that consciousness doesn't expand? It doesn't. And I told her, I love how beautifully you put this. Consciousness does not expand. It's your awareness of that consciousness that expands. The higher the level of awareness, the more expanded that awareness becomes. And as you become more aware of the levels of consciousness that actually exist within your time-space matrix, your personal matrix, that's how you experience a sense of expansion of self. The self is not the consciousness. The consciousness is intertwined with the soul. The self is a lower expression of a distorted aspect of soul. And the more you expand, the more awakened your awareness becomes. And the more awakened your awareness becomes, the more you understand the depth of what this journey actually is. This is not a journey to expand your consciousness. That's infinite. It's your perception, your awareness that is a finite component of an infinite thing. So, awakened awareness, it's time for you to allow for the awakening of your awareness. It's time for you to allow yourself to rise as high or dive as deep as is necessary. I'm in the middle of doing a project, and there was this thing that it was profound. Um, Michael's been giving me a lot of information to put into this project. And the most profound thing that he reminded me of, the tree's branches rise only as deep as the roots are willing to go. Do both. Rise and deepen so that you can remain centered in your truth, in your existence. There's no more need for us to continue to exist in a fractionated state, a duality of, I'm high vibe. Michael just said I'm so antagonistic when I talk about high vibe. I'm high vibe and I am only light. I'm a light warrior. I'm a light being. I'm of the light. I love all of this. Like, no. I'm a lesser expression of divinity. I have both light and dark, vibration and oscillation. I have all the tools necessary, not just to survive this life, but to thrive within it. Not thrive at the last moment, but to thrive as I take every step towards that moment of full realization, at which point my consciousness will release from this physical prison and return back to its infiniteness. You have to allow yourself to enter into a state of totality, no longer a duality, but instead a totality, one that can touch into all the different aspects of yourself, knowing whatever comes forward is what needed to. If I'm extra dark right now, it's because I needed to be. If I'm extra bright and sunny, it's because I needed to be. And whatever is brought before me is what will help to trigger these aspects within me. No more shame about what comes forward. None. No more. No more. No, not even a little bit. And when people can't understand what this is, what you're doing, who you are, what you're becoming, who do you think you are? I think I'm in the process of answering that question for myself. When people don't understand you and they ask you, who do you think you are? That's what I'm trying to figure out. You're getting in the way of that. Stop bothering me. Reclaim your energy. When you care too much about what other people think and what they don't understand and what level of understanding they're at, I mean, really, I'm at a point where I realize no one really has to understand me. I mean, it's nice. It is. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice thing to feel understood, to feel heard, validated. It's nice. I hear the word validated and immediately I think of a parking garage. Shopping and a parking garage. Like you've left your vehicle and now you have to pay a fee, but if you've bought enough of the tchotchkes that they're peddling, they'll validate it. Let that sink in for your spiritual journey. Have you come here and just allowed your consciousness to be left in a garage, an empty garage? And now you're expected to buy all sorts of words from other people's mouths, not knowing the validity. If what you're hearing is the totality or a pre-selected, self-benefiting duality portion. Because really, when it comes to duality, when it comes to the duality of things, which part are you getting? The distorted part or the part that's actually accurate for you? You don't know. This is the very reason why I have zero desire to fucks with people who have a forked tongue. Which side are you speaking to me with? The truthful side, the distorted side, the malicious side? Which one? Which one is it? Yeah, I don't care. If you can't be a totality with me, the way I'm being with you, I'm going to move forward. Not because I think you're below me, but because I'm too busy focusing on what it is I actually need. What do I need right now? Definitely not that. Definitely not that. It's okay for me to recognize that for myself. Is that me stating, I don't think you're anything? I think you're this. I think you. No, that's your own insecurity speaking up. I don't think any of those things. I just think, girl, this feels a lot like something you just finished doing. You trying to do that again? No? Okay, keep walking. Just keep walking. It's going to be fine. They're going to figure themselves out. You need to focus on figuring yourself out. So now reclaim your energy. Take that energy back. Don't allow people to have that type of power, that type of authority over you. You know, like people will always have their opinions of you. Opinions are like bungholes. All of us have them. There's no point in you trying to make people see me, the real me. Do you know who the real you is? What if I told you the real you might not even be the same gender or sexual orientation as you? I'm just saying, I recognize I look very feminine. I'm heterosexual, but I'm pretty sure my soul is a dude. I'm pretty sure of it, like a manly man. I want people to see the true me. Girl, you don't look like a dude. The human concepts are so limited and finite that you couldn't really expect someone else to understand the gravity of who and what you are, what you're here to do, what you're in the process of learning. That's asking too much from people. It really is. If you can't do that for yourself, if you can't see the truth of who and what you actually are for yourself, how could you ever expect someone else to do that? So don't. Instead, focus on learning the answers for yourself, going through whatever process you need to go through in order to harvest the gnosis, the fruits of gnosis that you are actually trying to grow. So, air, paradigm shift. Your spiritual team is watching. Every time I see this one meme, it's Beyonce standing on a stage, and then in back of her is like a huge, huge screen, and she's looking at herself like she, and then someone was clever enough to put the words, "How my higher self looks at me." That's exactly what I feel. Your spiritual team is watching. There's a paradigm shift that's occurring. They're not watching out of condemnation. They have no desire to condemn you, to vilify you, to tear you down, to shrink you, or any of that. They are watching to see what you choose for yourself during this tremendous opportunity of shifting. Will you choose to remain exactly who you are right now in this moment, continue to buy into this preconceived notion that you need to buy trinkets in order to get validated? I found that, with the validation stuff, I mean, unless I was really already there specifically to buy something, no, I'll just pay for the parking. No joke. I'll just pay for the parking. It's perfectly fine. It's not that serious. I'm not spending $75 just to validate a $10 parking. That makes no fucking sense. That makes no fucking sense. Yeah, I don't think so. So, is that what's happening? Is that what's happening within your life, where you're thinking you need to be validated, and so you're going to spend thousands upon thousands of your energy dollars in order to earn the validation? I'm going to be honest. I only accept validation from the people who actually truly see me. It's nice when people have nice things to say to me, but the Piscean in me is always like, "You're just being nice." You don't really feel that about me. You're just being nice. You probably think I'm like a broken person and that I'm so fucking sad, and you're just being nice to me. Thank you. Thank you for that effort. But I'm not taking in your compliments. Just thanks. I don't know, maybe you say that kind of stuff to everybody. That's just how my mind functions. But when people comment something and I'm like, "Oh my god, you see me. Wow." And I'm reading your comment over and over and over to the point where I'm like, I need to reply. I need to reply, and I thank you for seeing me. Not me, but me. 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 Not me. And it's hard. It's hard for many, many people to understand exactly what I'm trying to say right now. That's okay. You don't need to. You don't need to. The people who are grasping what I'm saying and like, holy shit. Yes. That's because you're struggling through the same thing. Not only do you have the ears to hear, the canals have been opened. The vibrations are entering deep into your inner ear. Sound cannot just lay at the surface of the ear. It has to be able to penetrate into the canal, cause enough vibration to affect the hairs in your ear. That's how you hear. When you apply this to your spiritual journey, to your connections with other people, are people really hearing you? Are you raising your frequency enough? Have you raised it too high? Because past a certain frequency, the human ear can no longer hear it. Beneath a certain frequency, the human ear can't hear it either. It has to remain within a specific range if you want the general population to be able to hear. Wow. Oh, that's deep. The truth of my organic vernacular is very archaic. I really don't speak the way I do in live streams. It's very rare for me to feel comfortable enough to speak in my organic way. Uses a lot of archaic words, concepts that, if you ever see the way I write, there's a lot of taking the sentence and flipping it. And it's just a very, very old way of speaking. And my whole life, and I've always been this way my whole life. I've had to always feel like I can't speak in my organic way because it makes it extremely difficult for people to hear me, to understand what I'm attempting to communicate. And at first I used to think it was because I'm so young and people don't expect this depth of symposium. But in reality, it's because I was either allowing the frequency to go too high or too low, and the human ears could not perceive the energy that was being expressed verbally. So you have to really know, who are you addressing? Are you attempting to be heard by who you address? Or are you simply speaking to release from your chest the words you've kept buried? Which one is it? Because unfortunately, in the world we live in, it can't be both. It can't be both. It has to be some sort of middle ground within you that you reach. And as you reach that middle ground, then you can decide, is it this or is it this? But it can't be both. And if it needs to be both, either you're speaking with a soul equal, meaning they're at the same level of understanding as you, or you're being unrealistic. Could be that you're being unrealistic about your expectations of what other people can understand. It's okay. We don't always need everyone to understand. But when you do need people to understand, that's when you enter into places of ridicule, alienation. Back in I don't know, before 2010, I think it was. I want to say 2004, 2000, either 2003 or 2004, something like that. I began talking about the things that people now regularly talk about. And everybody thought I was fucking crazy. Everybody thought I was crazy. Ew, that's an ugly memory. Michael just reminded me that mm, a friend once I found out a friend once referred to me as cuckoo cuckoo. That's weird. It didn't hurt me when I heard it first, but apparently it hurts me now. Integrity. Hold on to your integrity before you hold on to other people. Hold on to it. If you feel like you can entrust your integrity in the hands of someone else and they can't even understand you, I think you're entrusting the wrong person with something so precious. Hold on to your integrity yourself. Okay? Don't allow other people and their words and their perceptions to rip from your hands your integrity. No one should have that type of power. Nobody. It doesn't matter if they're your family, if they're your lover, if they're this, if they're that. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Don't allow anyone to turn you into a person you don't. Sacred journey. You're on a sacred journey. Can you guys see me? Can you see me now? All right. Sacred journey. It's time for you to recognize you're on a sacred journey, and the sacred journey is not a linear one. It causes you to circle back around and relive things at a much higher view and much deeper depth. So it's kind of like that Fibonacci sequence. It circles and tightens as it rises. And what ends up happening is the higher you, when you circle back around, the more you're able to see. See with clarity. See with clarity, whatever it was. Ex-friend, you mean? Not even that. Not even that. So, card number 18, intuition. Your intuition really is your ability to see in the dark. We have the ability to see within our own darkness. That's what your intuition is. Okay. Uh, oh my God, Tanya. I'm like, who are you calling a bitch? Bitch, you better fucking say it. I'm not paying $75 for a $10 parking space. Woo! I felt that in my entire body. That's right. I'm like, who the fuck is she talking to? Okay. Apparently me. Solitariness desert. Whew. As empaths, you need that hydroplasmic environment. That is an environment where you can swim. Hydroplasma is liquid light. Why is it that we force ourselves to exist in desert lands, desert environment, when we know that's not where we belong? Why is that? Why is that? To make other people more comfortable? Well, if they're thirsty, it's not going to help them none for you to be thirsty too. That's the thing. We try so hard, especially as empaths. We try so hard to assimilate into this dry as fuck environment, knowing we juicy motherfuckers. We are juicy. Okay, we're juicy. And it's like we keep trying to dry ourselves out just so we can better fit in, when in reality, what the world needs is to be able to witness you in your juiciest state so they can begin emulating that and having their own juiciness. Does it make sense? I don't know. For me, it does. I don't know about for you guys. For me, it makes sense. Like, something keeps touching my fucking center part. Stop touching. It makes it tickly itch. That's okay. Fuck is that? Fucking Pedro. My fairy guy stole the Apple Pencil, and then he stole something else, and then it was gone from the house. He stole all my chargers, all kind of shit. I'm like, "Bruh, do you want me to choke you?" He probably does. Home, Earth, card number 15. Ooh, 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 ooh. This one, this one. Ooh. Build your home at the top of your crown. It's no longer enough to be seated within your heart. Build a second home at the top by your crown so you can see all the beautiful things you create for yourself in this life. Ooh. 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 Oh, I felt that one. Is that why I'm on a mountain? Ooh. Oh. Oh, shit, that was good. Mikey, that was good. That needs to be in a book. I'm gonna write a book. Not my autobiography. I'm gonna write a book. All the shit that Michael's told me. That's gonna be the name. All the shit that Michael said. Almost all the shit that he said, because he said quite a few things that they're just for me. They're just for me. All the shit that Michael said. Look for my book. Okay. Discipline time. Ooh. Okay, so notice how this tree looks like your brain, with a stem included. It will take time to discipline the brain. It will take time to teach the ego to function in the way it was designed to function. I'm sorry, people who are spiritual. The ego does not need to be killed. Stop making it your goal to be a fucking murderer. Let that really sink in. Ego needs to be killed. Oh, what? You're encouraging me to be a murderer? You make my voice fucking crack. Are you kidding me right now? No, no. The ego needs to be allowed to function in the way it was created to function, with balance, checks and measures, all of that. Okay? All of that. Stop making it your goal. As someone who is trying to attain a higher level of spirituality, stop making it your goal to be a murderer. That's what it is. One of my gifts is being blunt as fuck. Okay? I'm just saying. That's why I had to be Asian. There's no other level of blunt as fuckness as it is being delivered in an Asian way. It's the truth. It's the truth. And if y'all are Asian or know traditionally raised Asians, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. So, stop making it a goal to be a spiritual murderer. Allow yourself to reach a point where you recognize how your ego functions. No one else can tell you how your ego functions. Case in point, me. People can tell me all day, all night, just break me off, just break me off. People can tell me all day and all night that the ego has to do with like thinking you're better than everyone. I'm sorry, you limited ass person. My ego, when it flares, it's actually quite the opposite. I think I'm not enough. I think I'm this. I think I'm that. I think nobody wants to hear what I have to say. I think I'm so annoying. I think I'm so like, oh my God, dramatic and blah, 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 blah. The fact is this: if it weren't for my ego working the way it was, I would think I'm the shit and I'd probably hurt everybody just because I can. And I would require you to worship me. And I would require you to never make eye contact and kiss my feet as you approach. I'm just saying, because my ego functions the way it does, I don't need that. I don't even really need any acknowledgement. I just kind of need to do the job that I'm here to do and then go about my merry way and just be the normal, average person that I am. Just, I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying. This stuff all works the way it's supposed to. Okay, so it's going to take time to teach the ego its rightful place. We've allowed societies to tell us all sorts of different things about us without even knowing us. And that's really skewed a lot of the anchor points that would hold you center. You got to repair that. We have to repair that. We need to put in new anchor points. It's just like anchor mounts for an engine, the engine mounts. The car can't keep running if the engine isn't mounted properly. You'll break your shit. And it's going to be expensive to fix. So fix it before it's fully broken. That's the whole point of that spiritual journey. Fixing things that maybe have come a little bit loose, maybe misaligned, just little things. That's what spiritual journeys are. It's not about turning you into a whole different person. It's not about being able to regurgitate what someone else has said. It's about the shifts 1 degree at a time that better align you to face the truth of who you are. Who are you? Trying to figure that out. I'm trying to get that answer for myself. And that's all you have to do. Allow yourself to go through whatever process you need to go through to get that answer for yourself. Y'all, hold on. I'm so sorry. I need to hold on. No. No, stop. Sorry. God, I just need to here. Good morning, boys. It's time to play nurse. Please give Uncle his medication. I'll text it to you guys. All right. So card number 14. Taurus, I have. There are 3 classes of people. Those who see when they are shown, and those who do not see. Okay? It's okay for you to be who you are. Whether you see, you do not see, you see only when you're shown, it's okay. You're not going to stay there. Wherever you're at right now, you're not going to stay there. You're not a static energy. Static, staying in one place, being stuck like a sock on your shirt. That's not who you are. You are a dynamic energy. You are a dynamic shard of creation. That means no one else gets to tell you how to live your life unless you're intentionally being malicious towards other people, at which point, knock that shit off. It's not fucking cute. Nobody wants you that way. I'm just saying, let me be your mom. Nobody wants you that way. My mom used to say, if she see me crying, you're going to be ugly if you keep crying. I thought you said I already was. Okay, stop. So you're about to grow something from which there will be beauty and abundance. Let us see. Take care of the home and all the comforts before they move on towards what they truly love. So first, take care of yourself, your home. Remember, Have a home within your heart and also build one at the very top so you can see all the beautiful things that you are creating for yourself. This card turning up in a spread is always a positive sign, as it is highly stable and supportive. In a chart, Taurus stabilizes matters. I don't fucking believe this shit. Taurus is steady and reliable and hardly ever gets upset. Every single Taurus I know, if you don't give them enough information, whether it involves them or not, if they don't get the final say, yo, I don't know how to feel about this. I'm just like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? And that's all I can say. Uh, okay, diving for lights, being honest with us. Thank you. Please put your horns away. I'm just saying. The Hierophant, comfort, nurturing, steadfastness, materialism, money, what is owned. And, and another thing, I don't really feel like the Taurus that I know, I don't necessarily feel like they're materialistic, like that's all they care about. I see that material objects help them to quantify things, but not that like they're materialistic, like they just want to acquire. Maybe some Taurus, but not the ones that I know. All right. Card number 27. Okay. Here we go. She said Taurus is 50 Cent in the song 21 Questions. Girl. You must stay drunk on writing, so reality cannot destroy you. Third house messages. Words have power. Now's the time to get your point across. With this card, you may also get a clearer direction in the way to proceed. The third house also represents siblings. Are you aware? Are you aware that twin flames and twin rays are siblings? You're over here trying to get your boom chicka wow wow on. That's your spiritual sibling. Let's see. Figuring out the mechanisms of what makes things work. So this could mean expressing yourself about something rather technical. Okay. It's the house of the mind. Mercury is about giving and receiving information. Ooh, when this card turns up in a reading, there's a need to uncover all that you can and relate the information to others. I'm wondering if what you're uncovering is contained still within someone else. In that case, there would be a need for another conversation. If this is someone you've broke all ties with, there will be a need for another conversation. And maybe that conversation, because I'm thinking back to the very beginning of this reading, and there's kind of this like, maybe you don't need to hear what they have to say. Maybe it's you that needs to speak. So I'm wondering if maybe what you say, if there is another conversation, what you say is a very thing that's going to cause them to become triggered and either tell you or show you with their actions the information that you need. Now it's time to play a nurse. Now, so I'm wondering if that's it. I'm kind of feeling like that is. I'm kind of feeling like that is. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. This is a process that leads you back to a place of healing. Okay. Card number 8, Chiron, healing. The wound is a place where the light enters you. That's deep. Healing must take place before you're able to deal with your matter. Okay. Okay. So this is what I noticed, okay? When people go to hurt a Pisces and they don't just stab you, they don't just one poke, one stick. No, it's like, And you're over here like bleeding and totally like, oh my God, don't damage your knife. Pisces, stop that shit. For real. Oh my God, you're going to damage your knife. And they're like, ee. Okay, stop. No more of that. Yes, if you've already been stabbed numerous times, fine. You don't need to continue adding more stab wounds. Enough of your light is coming out. You just keep your eyes closed, and that's why it seems like your light is not shining. The whole point now is to allow yourself, just really, really allow yourself to breathe and then open your eyes. Okay? Open your eyes, allow yourself to see what's really going on. Elijah, don't feel obligated to give your energy or your knowledge to people who you don't want to. It's perfectly fine. People cannot demand things of you. They cannot demand things of any of us. There's this thing that I notice when it's a Piscean or an empath. There's this thing that I notice for people like us, where there are those who will demand things of you and will do so publicly in an attempt to strong arm you to give into their demand. To that, I say, no, fuck you. Google it your damn self. Google it your damn self. You don't get to speak to me that way. You don't get to force me. You don't get to squeeze me like a fucking half-empty tube of toothpaste. You don't get to do that. I give what I give because I choose to. And you're going to have to be okay with that. Because if you're not, like I said, get abusive with Google. Google doesn't seem to care, doesn't seem to feel. I, however, am a human being. You don't get to do that shit to me because I don't give you permission to. So, Chiron, healing. Okay. Ooh, one must see darkness before there is light. Mm-hmm. One must experience sickness before there is lasting health. Ooh, Chiron also represents resurrection, so has some relationship to the Christ figure as the wounded healer. So resurrection. I'm wondering if old connections are attempting to be resurrected. This card is about great transformation. You're rising from the swamps. This energy says that once we're able to heal ourselves, we can also take this gift or wound and learn how to restore others. So here's another thing that I learned from several years of being publicly accessible via live stream. When people are confused, they cannot demand everyone stop what they're doing in order to address them. If you're confused, eventually your answers become clear without being disruptive. Being disruptive because you're confused, it's not fair to everyone else that's present. It's not fair. And this is a very good thing to talk about because what we thought needs to be rethought. We think as empaths and Pisceans that we have to cater to this, and we do not. When we cater to this, we enable their toxic behavior. Toxic behavior is when you take from the whole in order to satisfy, fulfill your personal need. And is it even a need or is it just a curiosity? People want intervention. People want intervention. No, people want fucking A. For real. Shut up, Michael. He's like, intervention. Okay. Oh, intervention. What the fuck do you want to intervene for? What is it? What is your message? Silence. This is what he does. This is what he does. Now I'm listening. You don't talk. I hate you. Not really, but it feels appropriate to say that to you right now. Play too many fucking games, bro. Too many games. Too many games. I'm not even playing with you right now. I never play with you. You just irritate me. Just leave me alone. Just get out another deck. Take my mind off of it. Intervention. What is the intervention? So, there's this like growing message of an addiction to your energy. Someone is addicted to your energy. If they can't get a whiff, I don't know. I don't feel like it's my place to address this though. That's kind of like a personal choice that people make. And I don't really understand how that is like, okay. So it's this feeling that I'm being given of like someone has become addicted to your energy, and I wonder if maybe they struggle with substances as they try and cope with your absence. That's not for you to fix. It's not. This is something, this is a serious condition that has existed within them since childhood. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a social worker. I'm a human being observing other humans. And as a human being, closely, silently observing other human beings, what I've learned, what I've observed, is that when people have addiction struggles, it's because at some point in their earlier life, they were not given the opportunity to bond with at least one other person. And so they feel alone and they feel that void with numbing things. They then begin to develop a relationship, a connection with whatever substance they're using to cope with their deeply rooted loneliness. Is it your job to fill that void? Or is it your job to exist in such a bright, elevated way that they're able to continue to see the way to live in a healthy, balanced manner, and then they can take it upon themselves to choose to make it a goal to begin living in a healthy, balanced way? It is not any of our jobs to heal some twin flame this, twin flame that. No, I will not love you in that way. I am capable of loving people to such a degree, but I will not love you in that way where I am adding more fuel to your self-destruction. No. You take care of that. You figure out what it was in life that hurt you so much. What triggers were used to cause you to hurt again right now in this moment? And if you need me to sit quietly beside you, that's one thing. But to expect me to heal that, take ownership of that, that's a whole nother thing. Okay? Hold on. Hello? Hold on. Let me put you on speaker. Say it again. I'm live streaming. Everyone's listening to you.
Wow. It's time to rock, baby. It's time to woo.
What?
It's time to woo.
Woo? What is woo?
The woo. I'm the woo.
Like that Disney movie? The Legend of the Woo Fighter?
No. It's something you don't know about. We can't talk about the woo unless you're in the woo.
So it's like Fight Club.
No, we can't. I can't no comment. We can't talk about woo.
Hey, so when I arrive, I already told you I'm sleeping in the bed with you. You better scoot over. I can fit.
No.
Why?
You have to get a bigger place.
No. I want to share the bed with you. Why don't you want to share?
You snore.
I do not snore.
You fart.
I do fart, but it smells like roses. What? What? Okay, guys, let me call you back. Let me end my live stream. Bye. See what I'm saying? He won't let me sleep in the bed with him. Like, what kind of shit is that? He said we need to get a bigger place. I don't think so. You got a full-size bed. We can both fit. We can both fit. He already knows. I plant a Dutch oven. I gotta go. Time to play nurse. Time for me to play a nurse. Time for me to play a nurse. All right, guys. Yeah, you don't know what a Dutch oven is? So you get in the sheets, right? I do this to my husband a lot. You got cover yourselves with the sheet and then you fart. You got to tuck it underneath your body so he can't get out. And then you just lift it just a little bit and it just to his face. I have a high protein diet, if you guys don't know. High protein, nutrient dense diet. That's going to be fun. All right, you guys, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'll see you guys again. Oh, I'm coming live later today to do expedites, readings, a whole bunch of stuff. Come join. I think I'm going live at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll see y'all then. Bye.